This video will serve as a quick showcase to how to use the new RID features in Eden. We'll start off with the most important thing, of course, that being the IEDs. Simply go to Systems, Modules, and you'll see a tab called RID. Within it, you'll see the IED module. If you go to the attributes of the IED module, you'll see two things. You'll see the IED class and the internal trigger. You can change the IED class to anything you'd like. For example, we'll go for the mine dispenser right now, and the internal trigger is the same as in Zeus. We'll leave it to none. To manipulate the IED, make sure that surface snapping is toggled off. Then you can use the rotation widget to rotate it around. Shift rotation also works as long as surface snapping is disabled. If you want to have the IED snap to the surface again, simply enable surface snapping. Now, you have your IED. What do you need? Now you need a trigger, of course. We'll start off with the pressure plate trigger. The simplest of the triggers. Simply spawn an object, preferably a graffiti object. Go to Attributes, scroll down to the RID tab, and you'll see Assign Pressure Plate Detector. Switch this on and change its threshold to something, let's say 60. Then we have the tripwire, also the tripwire. Simply get two objects, in this case two net fence poles. Select the objects, go to Tools, RID, Create Tripwire. As you can see, it creates a nice tripwire. If we move the tripwire module itself, we can change the height of the tripwire. And if we move any of the objects, we can change the tripwire's orientation and position. Take note of the object that has the wire box. This is the object which you need when you are linking everything together. The final two detectors are of course the vibration detector and the wire detonator. To find both of these, simply type in RID mod RID, and you can see both the vibration detector and the wire detonator. Now, how do you link everything together? Well, simply right-click an object, go to Connect, and select the RID network connection. So with this, we have now linked the IED to the pole, the tripwire pole, with the box. We'll get a play real quick, and you can see that it'll function quite perfectly. And there it goes. Very nice. Same thing with the pressure plate. Of course, simply connect it with a network connection, and with the detectors. The final thing is, if you double click an object, for example the pressure plate, you have the Assign Network Receiver tab. If you enable this and put some code here, anytime the network this object is linked to goes active, for example you step on the pressure plate, you trigger a tripwire, the code here will be executed. We have a small display of this over here. If I step on the pressure plate, you can see the lights go on and the door closes behind me, just to show you what you could do with this. Then copying objects works as you would expect it. The links get retained. Compositions do not work. Do not make a custom composition that includes do not make custom compositions that include the network links, as these will break. That's simply a downside of the way it's implemented. I hope that covered everything you need to know about the RID, about the Eden editor and how to use it with RID. Have a great day.